everybody. Thanks for joining us once again for our podcast, The Mountain, the Marine, and Jason. Today we actually have a pretty good one. We're going to be doing Star Parodies. We have a couple of good ones for you today. We're going to review the classic Spaceballs.
Great. And Galaxy Quest.
So,
What's up, guys? 5 minutes.
Who are you?
I'm
Jason.
Who
are you? Jason?
Yeah,
Jason.
you guys start without me?
Who's this guy?
I didn't even notice.
Jason is Jason, man.
You're Jason? It's the same thing, isn't it?
This isn't Franny's Bar and Grill?
No, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. That's 2 houses down and on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's paying for my beer?
Yeah,
you are. $22.50. You drink like 3 of them.
You guys are mean.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you, bud. We'll run you a tab.
Thanks for keeping my spot warm.
There you go.
So,
Well,
that was weird.
Sorry, Jace.
Awkward.
Like I said, it's the Mountain, the Marine, and Jason.
Jason.
All right. Before we get into today's podcast, though, many of you wrote in and actually had some fun comments about our last podcast. And if you haven't seen our last podcast, go ahead and take the time to watch it. It was actually not bad for us.
Yeah,
not bad
for a second one, I think we did pretty well.
But
Okay.
But if you did watch the last podcast, it was about college flicks, and Chaz was particularly disturbed by how Tara Reid really messes up any movie she's in. And so just as a little present and a reminder of our podcast, I got you a little Tara Reid doll.
Got a nicer body.
So I thought we could start...
And probably better with dialogue.
Just stare into her eyes.
So I thought she could find a spot on our set with the Rob Zombie stuff, and
There we go.
Darth Marine.
so now Tara Reid is always with us.
She loves the Lord Helmet.
Oh, speaking of Tara Reid, not to go off on a tangent, but like my daughter just got into Scrubs, the TV show Scrubs, and I totally forgot Tara Reid guest starred in it, and I wanted to throw up.
I'm gonna go put some clothes on. After all, I am a lady.
Now
What a way to ruin a show.
I was gonna go watch that again, and now thanks for reminding me. Now I can't watch it. I can't watch it.
I hate Tara Reid.
I'm just what I am.
And if any of you disagree with me, yeah, I'll take you on too.
See, Tara Reid makes you want to drink, so.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the only way you make her look pretty.
Well, anyway, the 2 movies we're talking about today do not have Tara Reid in it, so right off the bat they get check mark.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Space Parodies. We're going to be talking about, like I said, we're going to be talking about Spaceballs and Galaxy Quest. Spaceballs is a parody of
Star Wars mostly, yes. 99.9% of it.
Yep.
A couple of
And Galaxy Quest, of course, takes on the Star Trek trilogies, and
Mostly, I believe it's more of a lean on the next generation. If you watch it, because they got the kid navigator or whatever, and it's kind of the same kind of.
Yes. To that point, I got to say, one of the first things I always find fascinating with any kind of takeoff or parody is what the real people thought of it.
Yeah.
And whether they, gave their blessing or whatnot. So actually, it's kind of funny that you talk about that. Galaxy Quest is more next generation, because apparently, from what I read on the internet,
It's always true.
It's always true.
Jean-Luc Picard, please, the guy's name, Patrick Stewart.
Stewart.
Thanks for leaving me hanging, guys. You're great. Way to jump in there and help me.
Professor X?
Yeah, Professor X. Patrick Stewart originally refused refused to see the Galaxy Quest remake, and it was actually Jonathan Frakes, number one, who actually told him, "Dude, it's all right. You should watch it." And apparently, they both became fans of the series. So,
Well, it is actually a really good made movie. I liked it. And Rickman, come on, man.
Alan Rickman.
Guy's great in everything he does. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Now, originally, I never watched Galaxy Quest. This is actually the first time I sat down and watched the whole
You did?
thing.
Did you do your homework?
I did my homework.
Because we got another Jason over here. We can replace you with if you don't do your homework.
If we can
I
get him
did
out
it.
of the parking lot.
Yeah. You better not help my car.
I think he's going, is that a hooker? Yeah, whatever.
But my point was, I never watched it from start to finish. So it was on TV, or I never went to the movies to see it. But I was like, once we did, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it had great laughs throughout the whole thing. It was you didn't have to be a Star Trek fan to like the movie.
And a lot of people are actually in that movie that you didn't even know. Like, I forgot the guy's name from The Office, isn't it? How are the glasses?
Oh, the tall guy, the dorky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally forgot his name.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Jason, do you know?
It was Ed Helmsley.
Yes. That was good.
So,
Can I have a beer?
But, sure.
yeah, we're not going to let you stay back there if you're not going to actually bartend.
What do you want?
Actually, well, since you're getting there, get me another one of those. You got another one of those German beers you've been feeding me?
I got a couple different ones, actually.
Gotta love the German beers.
I'll take a Guinness.
Look at this. We're slowing everything down for the bartender.
I know.
Maybe we should talk a little bit more about the movie while you're waiting for your beer. I'm talking to you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
I thought you were talking to Jason.
He's bartending. I'll bring him back. I will.
Well,
Just
with tell me more about what you read online with.
Well, like I said, I always like to find some of the behind the scenes interesting stuff. So one of the things I found, and this is actually jumping back to Spaceballs. One obviously has to ask if he's got George Lucas's permission.
Yes.
To do something like that.
By the way, he did. The only thing they couldn't use was the licensing rights. He could not. They could not do merchandising. Because
Which makes that scene in the movie all that much funnier. Because
Spaceballs the t-shirt. Spaceballs the coloring book. Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs the flamethrower. That kids love this one.
That's the one scene that Mel Brooks actually loved the best, was the merchandising scene.
yeah. It is kind of interesting that George Lucas would be upset about the licensing rights when
Well, that's
Lord knows they license absolutely everything in the Star Wars universe.
oh my goodness!
Well-
Did you? Sidebar. When it came to the figures for Mattel, Kenner owned the rights to them. They had the rights to them forever, and Hasbro ended up buying up Kenner, and having the rights to their action figures and toys of that sort. All they had to do was pay Lucasfilms $10,000 a year, or a percentage of what they made.
Yep.
But if they didn't make that much, they could just do $10,000 a year to keep the licensing rights for all the Star Wars toys. They let it lapse a year before the prequels came out, and they lost the rights back to.
I hope somebody over at Kenner got fired.
Well, it turned into Hasbro, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just stupid trivia thing.
No, but
it's
I
so
like
funny.
It's the toys that made us.
We like the trivia stuff. That's good. Well, anyway, obviously you can't discuss the parodies of movies without actually talking about the movies to which they hopefully lovingly parody. I think you're number one too, Jason. Sorry, we're communicating with that guy. I've lost my train of thought.
Well, it's like Jason's a parody of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Or are you a parody of him?
Oh, now we're getting existential. Let's find the answer at the end of our beers.
He's my stunt.
There's only one Charles.
He's my stunt
So I
double.
don't have to worry about that.
And there's only one Ray Charles.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't even cheers to that.
Anyway, like I said, you can't. You can't.
By the way, my middle name is Charles. Just so you know.
Oh, jeez, this is getting like Twilight Zone shit. Anyway,
Mine's not Ray, so.
you can't. No, you can't. You can't talk about the parodies of movies without discussing the movies that they hopefully lovingly parody. And I think both of these movies obviously did a little tongue in cheek, but you couldn't make movies this funny without truly appreciating the source material.
True. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Spaceballs did a great job with Star Wars.
Yeah, with Star Wars and Spaceballs, you look at the opening scene, of Spaceballs.
The biggest starship for the longest.
And it just literally nothing is happening. It's just the ship going by, and you're already laughing through it. You already have the giggles starting. And then it is just it's the same scene coming into Star Wars. You got the big ship coming through, and it just totally blends it together. You knew it right away.
And then, of course, the bumper sticker on the back.
Break for no one or nothing.
No one.
I think, and on the flip side, when you're talking about Galaxy Quest, I find, and please don't give us hate mail, Star Trekkers, but the Trekkies tend to be a little bit more sensitive, I think, about their source material than Star Wars people. So taking on a parody of Star Trek, I think, is a little bit.
But they also parodied the fans.
By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you. By Grabthar's hammer. Next.
Yes.
Because it was like the real world, thing happens, but in the background, these people are just actors, and they're at conventions, and it takes on that whole genre too. Where it has the people at the conventions dressed up, and I've been to the New York Comic Con. It was awesome.
Nerd.
My daughter loved. Yeah. My daughter is a super nerd. She loves that stuff, and she won't even hesitate to call herself a nerd. She loves anime. She loves superhero movies. She loves all that stuff. Her friend even makes furry costumes.
I'll leave that there. Anyway,
well, the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree. So.
I don't make furry costumes.
No, I'm saying
just
about
wears
liking.
them.
Yeah. That's just for that one porn.
No, but I gotta say, and that's an excellent point that they bring in the whole culture of the Star Trek. I think they did such a good job parodying the movie, the TV shows, the fans, and the movie. It turns out that at one of the Star Trek conventions, Galaxy Quest was actually voted the 7th best Star Trek movie.
That's funny.
So I mean that's obviously a big hat tip from your fans.
Shit, I'd probably put it in the top 3.
I'd probably.
Like I said, I was never a Star Trek fan, but I like Galaxy Quest.
Probably.
So.
All right.
Star Trek, the Wrath of Khan, Star Trek. Yeah, probably 3. I put it probably 3. But Wrath of Khan is my favorite, and then Star Trek: The Motion Picture was the first one.
The Voyage Home. Come on.
Did you see that?
No, and neither did you, so shut up.
I didn't see nothing.
Everybody remember where we parked.
So cheesy. That was so.
We were looking for the nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
Come on, that's good stuff.
That was horrible.
Well, I mean,
those are old people running around the set. They were on their way down there.
But that indirectly that begs the question though. Usually people fall into one of two categories. They're either Trekkies or they're the Star Wars fans. So where do you lean? You're Star Wars?
I'm a Star Wars fan because I can't do it, Captain.
So then you give me a Scotty? Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek?
I lean Star Wars, but I could watch both. I'm probably one of the very few people that could watch both movies and love them both. But again, after the first couple Star Trek movies, they went downhill. Where those guys start really getting up in age, it's just really, and then they started bringing in the next generation. I was never
both movie groups. They both suffered from the same thing. They kind of beat some ideas to death. I like the original Star Trek stuff, and then a lot of that stuff got kind of tired. And then obviously, and I don't think I'm breaking any new ground with saying, but when Disney took over the Star Wars franchise, they just oh my God, they're just pumping out.
It's money. It's for money.
It's for money.
It's for money.
Yeah, it's for money, but they could have done it better. They could have done it so much better. They had so much. When it comes to Star Wars, there was so much in the expanded
So,
universe.
yeah, they already had a lot of source
much,
material.
They had a lot of source material, and they just basically, I think they just
I hope
shit on it.
I hope they're turning it around. It seems like they are with the Mandalorian and the type of.
Well, the best thing about Star Wars now is actually the cartoons are actually really good. The animated series, like Clone Wars and Rebels, real good, really good. You know, people say they're for kids, but they're really actually really well done. And the Mandalorian is pretty good. We can unpack Star Wars.
Yeah,
the Star Wars new trilogy by. But let's just not get into that because that will get us banned probably. No, just kidding. I will say some bad words.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of what Disney has done with the
Rick sucks.
Star Wars.
Not a Skywalker.
I really liked the Mandalorian thing, and then they do stupid stuff like fire people for tweets, and it's just. I mean, come on. I mean,
they fire a strong woman character for being a strong woman.
Yeah, and it's
having her own opinion.
Exactly, and I'm sorry. I try not to let that stuff affect me, but yeah, you're sending the wrong message. Like you can't be an individual. You can't be a strong woman. You gotta toe the company line, and it's like I don't know. I don't think she said anything so outlandish that you had to fire her. Nothing her co-stars hadn't said similar, but whatever.
The star, who's a man, bastard.
So they're sexist over at the Big Mouse. But that notwithstanding, I did like The Mandalorian, and I thought that kind of started setting us back towards just good storytelling.
Correct.
And apparently Favreau's got a contract to do some movies.
That's good.
So he's going to be in charge of.
I think the problem with the original Star Trek series is the original characters just got too old. I think the problem with the Star Wars series is the characters got too two-dimensional. They just weren't.
Well, also they did wait a super long time to do the three, the next three movies. When they got the original trilogy back in the day, there was a whole, they're gonna make there's already a plan for 9 movies, 3 before and 3 after, and if they would have worked when they had Luke Skywalker, Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher all in their prime, and they actually waited 5-10 years, but they waited a long time. Like they could have done the prequels anytime. They could have done that later on. They should have worked on the sequels right after.
When they have to make Carrie Fisher entirely CG because she passed away, you've waited too long.
Yeah.
But
actually, they didn't make her entirely CG. They used clips from the previous movies that they didn't use, and they rest in peace. She was good. Slave ship. Many a great night with her.
I still like Leia from Blues Brothers, but that's a whole other thing. Anyway,
but bring it back with sequels, even with the movies we actually did watch with Spaceballs. Are you glad that they didn't make a sequel?
Oh yes,
Spaceballs.
Yes.
I think Mel Brooks. So I think I started kicking around here already. Yeah, History of the World Part 1.
Yep.
I mean, you name something Part 1, you're already talking about doing a sequel. They never did a sequel, but there's something about that like.
Makes it amazing.
Leave them wanting more. I mean, there you go. That's something Disney has never figured out.
Well, we talk about in Spaceballs where they had
a quest for more money,
and they never did it. So it's like, are they going to do it? And there was always talks about it. What are they going to do? Are they going to come back? I mean, I think with the whole thing with Rick Moranis and his life, the way that went, they couldn't. But
nobody heard from him until he got punched in the face walking down the street in New York City.
I figure you're out of the business, you're out of the rat race, and you're walking down the street, you get punched in the face.
Probably because somebody wanted to see that him in a Ghostbusters sequel, and he was never in.
He would have made it better.
No, I think there's something to be said for waiting for a truly good story, and I know they talked about a sequel to Galaxy Quest. As well, but they couldn't get a good story together, and I think and some of the actors weren't really into it. I know Alan Rickman obviously passed away too.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that happened, but I actually think Galaxy Quest is one of my favorite comedy movies. Not even my favorite parody movies. Like, Galaxy Quest is on that list of if you're on a desert island, you can only bring X amount of movies or something like that, Galaxy Quest would be very near the top of the list for me.
Okay.
Jason's would be all porn, but whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm on a desert island,
Yeah.
yeah.
just a bunch of porn and a lot of Vaseline.
No.
But so I think
Not even touchdown. It's so many things I could say.
I think to your earlier point, Chaz, I think Galaxy Quest is a great homage to the Star Trek universe, and is probably top 3, top 4 of Star Trek movies of all time. I think Spaceballs. I mean, Mel Brooks. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Mel Brooks is he's a king of comedy. He's a king of comedy.
Exactly. There's nothing you can really say.
Yeah.
Like when he gets teleported, and they bring in some Star Trek there while he gets teleported into the room, and he's asses around. He's like, "Hey, we're not going to be doing this big." And then, but it just turns out it was the next room.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Scotty beat me twice last week. You're right, a little crossover there. It's all good. Anyway, like I said, to Chaz's point, we could spend the next 6 weeks breaking down some of the subtle backstories and stuff to both of Star Trek and Star Wars. But I think it's safe to say these are both worthwhile parodies that
stand on their own merits. Yeah. Not even if you never even seen Star Wars or Star Trek, these movies would be great to watch and funny. Well, you probably wouldn't get some of the jokes, but it's pretty damn funny.
Well, I think with both of these movies, it's a movie that you can rewatch. You can rewatch them, even I didn't see Galaxy Quest, but I can rewatch it again, and you're gonna pick out different things that are gonna make you laugh throughout the movie.
Definitely.
Drink enough. We're gonna go watch it after we're done again anyway.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking about watching History of the World, but anyway,
I was gonna say with some of the scenes too, with Spaceballs when he was yogurt coming out of the big statue
of yogurt.
The statue of yogurt. They kept in certain things with the movie within editing, like the door will be open, the door will be closed, and he's talking to each of the editing. They did things that they just were like comical throughout. That it didn't, that part.
Other
didn't
movies
matter.
it would be a bad thing, but this movie they made it funny.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the characters. Like you have
Spaceballs, flamethrower. Sorry.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
Characters: Barf,
Barf,
John
Candy.
Fucking
Hold on,
John Candy.
Genius.
We're getting old. All our favorite characters are dead.
Uncle Buck himself.
Yeah.
Barf was good because Barf was you kind of knew they were going for the furry sidekick like Chewbacca, but they weren't doing Chewbacca. They were kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So for a parody of something that well known to kind of still decide to kind of do it a little bit different, strike out on its own, that's bold.
It took 2 people to do his animatronics for his ears
and his tail.
Yeah. 2 people had to use a remote control to do that.
And I read a lot of the people felt that they were getting upstaged by the ears and the tail on the set.
Yeah, because they were moving all the time.
That's pretty funny.
And Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut.
Oh.
The
pizza calls out for you.
They had to use 2 actors for that, right?
Yep, because it was they actually had bubbling pizza that had heaters throughout the costume, and it got so hot that the original actor said he's not going back in there.
It started to smoke.
Yeah.
It started to smoke. It was actually smoking.
Yeah.
This ain't worth 11.
So the guy that ended up doing the voice and speaking of actors and doing voices, Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
As Dot Matrix.
As Dot Matrix. If you know the story about Darth Vader, like the guy who played I forgot his name. I'm sorry. The guy who played the guy in the costume, the actual Darth Vader. He thought he was Darth Vader. Yeah. He thought he was the voice of Darth Vader. He said all the lines.
Yeah.
He didn't know until he saw the movie at the theater.
Wow, I sound like a black man.
I sound like an awesome boss.
That's amazing. Look at the sound effects.
The same thing with the actress who played Dot Matrix.
They got some compression on that.
She thought the actress. I'm doing horrible with names today. Sorry, but the actress who played her thought she was Dot Matrix.
I did not know that.
Mel Brooks had brought Joan Rivers in during post and had her run lines, and they had her do and change the lines, and had her put all this
ad lib. She was ad libbing through it.
Yeah.
I did not. A little bit good trivia. Nice pickup. I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
One bit of trivia I did know is they actually let Lucasfilms do the post on that show.
Well,
they did.
Actually, Industrial Light and Magic.
Yep.
Did the special effects.
Yep.
Yeah.
They actually did all the special effects for it.
So they went from suck to blow.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to your two best friends. I don't mean your pals in the Winnebago. That's good stuff. You also, speaking of characters, more sub-characters. You get the typical Mel Brooks, they could never get away with that shit today stuff. You found anything? No. You found anything? No. You found anything?
We ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit.
With the pick. And
Yeah, with the Afro pick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny stuff. And no, you couldn't get away with that today. It's-
Yeah, well,
Comedy.
half of Mel Brooks' movies you couldn't get away with today, but it was done in good love and good humor, and just people just actually 99.9% of people do, but then you got the 1% internet trolls who are probably going to bash this for me saying this.
But if they bash this, they have to see it first. So
there
thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Smash the like button and subscribe and whatever, touch the boobs.
But no, I mean that's a good point. It's just like, but that's what made Mel Brooks is he would bash everybody, including himself.
Oh,
he was
100%.
hardest on the Jews.
Oh God!
Oh,
Are you
yes,
kidding
he
me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're willing to bash yourself pretty hard, I think you should be allowed to make fun of everybody. But that's just me.
And he did.
Yep.
He did.
No one was.
So what are some of your favorite characters from Galaxy Quest?
Oh, of course, Alan Rickman's character. Him in the quote. What was? Damn it!
I was an actor once.
I played Richard III.
5 curtain calls.
There were 5 curtain calls. I was an actor once. Damn it! Now look at me. Look at me.
The comic relief of the Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
The character Sam Rockwell. He always thought he was going to die. He was the extra ensign.
Actually, the red shirt.
Yeah, apparently they modeled him after a guy who was actually on Star Trek. And it did like a lot of different episodes as the red shirt guy and stuff like that. So, and he was the plucky comic relief.
Yeah.
So they, this again back to what I was saying earlier. There's a lot of homage to the actual show.
Yeah.
But that's just funny, and it's just like he's trying so hard to convince him throughout the whole movie that he's not going to die, and then
You're not gonna die on the planet, guy.
I'm not? What's my last name?
It's I don't know.
Nobody knows. Do you know why? Because my character isn't important enough for a last name. Because I'm gonna die 5 minutes in.
Guy, you have a last name.
Do I? Do I?
and then Gwen DeMarco says, "We gotta go before they kill Guy." She's just like feeding into it. It was just funny.
Oh, and the bad guys in that were great too. The costumes and like actual costumes.
Yeah.
It's like you could tell it's all live action, no CGI.
Yeah,
it was like that's what I really love about older. Like the CGI just kills stuff now. I think sometimes doesn't give it any more than any gravitas. Whoa!
Oh, another word.
That's my new word. I got a new word in my vernacular.
Yeah, when they rely on it too much, it just because that's back to the original Star Wars. That's what gave the original Star Wars its real. They were flying shoes in front of the camera. I mean, they were just doing anything they could, but it was real stuff. And the sound effects were real Foley artists hitting like high tension wires for sound effects.
They were using guide wires and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, there's something
to this day when I'm up on a pole working. I hit the guide wire and like, Star Wars lasers. I do it all the time.
So there's something about being real.
Not a stripper pole. I work on phone lines. Okay, just to be.
He wishes he worked on stripper poles, but
there was that one time in band camp.
one time at Valentino's.
Valentino.
One for our homies, who didn't get out. Who weren't fast enough.
Oh my goodness!
It's a whole other story. Anyway,
that lady was older. That lady was older than your mom.
By the way, just so you guys all know, we all are really friends off camera. As a matter of fact, Here's a little toast to my friend Charles for making the pregame steaks tonight. I'll show.
Yes.
I'll put some pictures up of our pregame meal.
We ate 9 pounds of meat, people.
Yeah.
9 pounds of meat.
We don't even care if you watch this garbage. Really, we came for the steak and the beer. If people watch us, it's kind of an extra bonus. So thanks.
I think 6 thumbs up for Galaxy Quest and Spaceballs. Love those movies. I
Awesome
know
movies,
it's not really.
Watch them again.
Watch them again. Yeah, we're not always going to be here bashing Tara Reid, but probably
a lot.
I will
but
probably bash Tara Reid constantly, but as much as possible. I hate her.
But Charles, I love you.
But it's more like, Charles, look into my eyes.
No, it's more like this. Charles, look into my eyes.
That had more emotion than most of her lines.
I know. I couldn't dumb it down anymore. Now she's looking at me and it's creeping me out. So yeah, 6 thumbs up for Galaxy Quest, and
yeah, we're not always going to be bashing movies. We're going to like some. We're going to like them all sometimes. But yeah, those 2 movies are excellent. I'll probably watch them later on tonight.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
right.
Do not watch Hardware Wars. Ray gave us an assignment. He's like, oh, just going on parodies. Hardware Wars. Worst 13 minutes of my life. I don't know why I didn't shut it off after 60 seconds.
As I was watching it, going, why am I watching this? I should turn this off. Why am I watching this? This should be turned off.
So kids, if you're true fans of Star Wars, go watch Hardware Wars, made 1978 for $8,000.
You want to gouge your eyes out. The only reason I finished watching, and Jason even said this too, is because I didn't want to not know what Ray was talking about.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about it because it was horrible.
Next.
Thanks, guys. All right. So anyway, again, like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys even tuning in this much. If we have any leftover steak, maybe we can ship it to you or something. But no, guys. Thanks for tuning in.